Hey everybody, some subscribers have been asking for kind of a gear video where I'm at with gear, and I'm right in the middle of a transition. I went and looked at my pre-hike gear video, and let me give you a summary of what I don't have anymore. Excuse me. The backpack mount for my Sony Action Cam, hardly ever used it. When I did, it made too much noise between the pack and the camera, so I ended up sending it home. The orange fleece that I had, I was glad I had it at the base of Springer, going up the approach trail for that one night because it got so cold. Everything, even our water bottles froze. That was the coldest it's been on the whole trail. I got rid of it and sent it home. Just too much extra bulk. I sent it home at Neil's Gap. The alcohol stove didn't last too long. I think I got rid of it at Hiawassee. Some people are still using alcohol stoves. You still see them, but fewer and fewer of them. I just got tired of waiting the time that was required. So I'd come into camp, and there'd be people that would have either their jet boils or their pocket rockets, and then they'd be eating their dinner, and I'm still waiting for my water to boil. So I sent it home. I like it. It's a great stove, but when you're doing something like this where you just day after day after day after day, it's kind of nice to be able to hurry up. The gators, man, the gators I had with me all the way, I think, until Parisburg. Never used them. The day I wanted to try and use them, I realized that they're really for more like trail runners and not for the boots. They wouldn't have worked anyway, so I carried them all that time for nothing. So they're gone. My wool beanies was sent home as part of my winter gear. All my winter base layers, the Patagonia mid layer, and the smart wool bottoms I sent home with my winter gear. Then eventually my Patagonia base layer that I was using as like a camp shirt, it was getting too hot for the long sleeves. I ended up sending it home. And let's see. That poncho tarp, the couple times I tried to use it, I got more wet underneath it because of just the nature of the heat and humidity. And the times that I could have used it, it would have been torn to shreds with the overgrowth of blackberry bushes on the trail. So it's a $100 tarp, so I didn't want to ruin it, so I sent it home. The ice trekkers, I went ahead and sent home before going through the Smokies. I got lucky; we didn't get any snow. People behind me got snow and ice. So it just happened to work out real well. That cell phone dry pouch bag that I had for my iPhone, it disintegrated on the third day. Totally fell apart before I even got to Neil's Gap. So I ended up throwing it away there. Totally worthless. I just used Ziploc bags to put my phone in. That little phone mount for selfies, I sent it home. Didn't really need it. My quilts. The hammock system and my bottom quilt went home at Neil's Gap. Basically, I replaced my sleeping system with a Big Agnes Fly Creek UL2, so it's a two-person tent, so I could actually drag my pack in. I actually like that system. I used my Thermarest here for the ground. Had mixed emotions about going back to the hammock because the tent was working for me so well, except now that it's starting to get hot, it was really hard to sleep in because there's basically not a whole lot of air circulation unless the wind is really blowing hard. So it was getting kind of hard to sleep in at night. So long term, so I'm going back to the hammock. So the Big Agnes went home. And I got back the War Bonnet and the Superfly. I kept the stakes for that. And one thing that I did send home with the Big Agnes was I didn't use it that long, but it worked well. I still had my silk cocoon that I would put inside if it got a little too cold. A Sea to Summit adapter bag, which was another liner. It's more like a sheet that had permethrin in it for bugs. So That's one thing about being in a hammock. If you're trying to do anything in like a sleeping bag or like those cocoons, it's really hard to get in and out of them when you're in a hammock. So Jesse, my friend, he sent me a poncho liner that I'll use. And so what I'll do for my under quilt, basically for my under insulation, I'll still go ahead and use my thermarest here. Just put just a little bit of air in it, and I put it in between the layers of my my Blackbird, because it's a double. So I've got 2 layers on the bottom, so that'll insert for the cold butt syndrome. And I can also still use my Z seat over here if it gets a little cold on the butt, and then use my quilt here. So let's see, what else? Oh, the adapter kit for my Sawyer Squeeze. That thing failed by Allen Gap. It was totally not working anymore. So I ended up getting rid of it, and I just used my little Evernew bag there. It's starting to get a little bit of a leak around the top, so I had my wife send me my backup, which is in this other bag. And I've still been using the syringe to back flush. I kind of prefer that. So let's see what else is gone. Oh, the big zip. I sent the big zip home. It was okay. I liked using it, but you know, you always had to fill it up, make sure it was filled up at nighttime. So when you got up and started packing, because I'd get so frustrated, I'd get up and start packing my pack and realize I forgot to put water in my big zip. So if you're going to use something like that, go ahead and get those adapter kits so you can pop off the bit valve and then fill the big zip through the hose. That's something I recommend. So all right, let's talk about what's sitting here on the bed. Start with my pack. This is it's the Atmos 65 AG. Still using it. What do I like about it? I really like the suspension. I like the way it sits on my back. Even though the pack's away from the back a little bit and pushes that weight further aft. You know, a lot of those ultralight packs, and if you're not careful and you put your cook kit in the wrong place, and you get this thing sticking in your back. You don't have that problem with this. The smart water bottles that I've been using, one of them still from Amicalola Falls, still working pretty good. Still using this Under Armour flip-flops. They're okay for now. What do I not like about it? These side pockets are pretty useless. The way the suspension is on these things. The suspension comes into the pocket, so there's actually very little space in there to put anything. I keep my action cam in there, and the other one I use to keep my multi-tool and my knife. Oh yeah, so the Leatherman multi-tool, the scissors on it broke, and that was really all I ever used on it, so I sent it home. And just the other day I lost my Swiss Army knife Cadet. I think I left it, I cut some cheese with it, and I think I left it sitting on a rock down near the Tire River Bridge, and there were some kids swimming down there, so somebody found themselves a nice little pocket knife, so I've got to replace that. Using a trash compactor bag, you know, for a liner. That's still been working out pretty well. Still have the brain on, thought about sending it home, but after I got done packing up, because I've got more bulk now, some more added volume going back to the hammock and especially the quilt here, this poncho liner rather. I've added some volume to the pack, and I think I'm still going to need to have the brain on. So all right, so clothes wise, I'm down now to still got a pair of running shorts that I can kind of put on when I'm doing laundry. Still got a pair of sleeping socks. I've got 2 pairs. I wear one, and I've got a spare of a liner and darn tough hiking socks. Still using the ex officio underwear there. I've still got these compression sleeves for my calves. I haven't had to use them yet, but still have those. I've still got a buff. I've got a town shirt a camp shirt, and I'm wearing my other shirt. So you can see my clothes are considerably cut back. Now I have to do some blood sugar testing, so I've got my blood sugar testing kit here. Here's my repair kit and my first aid kit all pared down now into one little package. I got rid of my alcohol stove, so I went to MRS Pocket Rocket with some fuel. The scraper I'm still using to help kind of clean up after the end of the day, help save a little bit of water. Still one of my best pieces of gear is my Arrows pillow. Still love that thing. Got some package of meds here. Still using my my GSI pot, my Kapilka. This is my puffy jacket. I've kept that so far, and I probably will just keep that all the way through just in case. A head net. Haven't used it yet, but I could have used it on a couple of occasions when the gnats were really bad. Little small pack towel. So far, I've used it twice as a towel after taking a shower where they didn't have any towels available for me. So do you need anything bigger than this little? It's about the size of a bandana, maybe a little bit smaller. That's fine. So far my charger's still been working for me well. Little MP3 player. Got a second one of these. I've already filled up one, and the other one's about half full. And just a package of some discs. Still using my Petzl. Haven't used this yet. I just bought this. This is some Sawyer bug repellent. It's got the picaridin in it. I think that's how you say that. Picaridin. I'm going to try that instead of DEET. The DEET doesn't seem to be working out here at all. Pot cleaning kit, teeth cleaning kit. Got a little Bond powder. Kind of got an assortment of ointments that I've been collecting for different ailments that I've had to deal with. Definitely you want to have some Benadryl out here because the mosquitoes have been destroying us. My bear bag, rope, toiletry bag, just got some wet wipes in it, some hand sanitizer, a little bit of Body Glide, and some wet wipes. Still using my, still got my ground sheet, my Tyvek. Still got my little seat, my little chair, my little Z seat here. Still have my Mountain Hardwear rain jacket. It's way too thick and heavy for this time of year, but it's what I've got, so I haven't replaced it with anything, and I'm still using my Osprey pack cover. Honestly, I think the pack cover just filters the water as it comes through. It's got a couple holes in it. It's got some tears in it from briars. One of my dislikes, now that we're talking about it, about the material on this Osprey, is it tends to draw in moisture. So like I could put that in the tent, it could be totally dry, fog come in that night, bring the humidity level up, when I get up in the morning, the pack is soaked and anything that was touching it is wet. So that was one of my that's one of my frustrations with the material that's in that Osprey. Had a lot of problems with it squeaking. Excuse me for a second here. It stopped squeaking after about 300 miles. So whatever that was happening, that stopped. Now I am having some hip problems with it rubbing and causing some wound damage on my hips, which is one of the reasons I'm also taking some time off here right now to let this hip heal a little bit. I've got to figure out if it's the hip belt or if it was the 511 belt that I had on my pants that I have gotten rid of, and I've gone to a thin belt. I've also gone from short pants back to long pants because the mosquitoes are just and the bugs and the black flies are eating me alive. Food bag. This is the heaviest item that I've got in my pack. That's got 5 days of food in it right now, and it's probably 12 pounds. So I tried to go lighter. I tried to go down around 1.5 pounds a day of food, and that wasn't enough. That was not enough to sustain me. So I've upped it to about 2 pounds, a little over 2 pounds of food a day that I've got to eat to be able to get the nutrition that I need. And then again, you still have to augment it when you come into town. So let's see. I'm still using my titanium spoon there. I had a little Lexan fork, and it's already got broke a couple of times, so there's not much left of it. So anyway, that's kind of it. I'm pared down pretty well. What are some of the things I can pare down more? Probably kind of sort through these ointments a little bit here and pare them down. Maybe I could get semi-puffy home in a couple of weeks, so I'm confident that it's not gonna be needed in the hammock. Other than that, you know, my extra pair of my sleeping socks I may not be needing. That may be just overkill. But I'm kind of down to about the minimum. The last time I weighed my pack, and I still had my big Agnes, I had 5 days of food and 2 liters of water, and the pack was 36.5 pounds. That, I don't think that was too bad. With the hammock system, that probably would have pushed it up to about 38. So a little bit heavier than I would like. If I went to an ultralight pack, just that alone would cut probably 2 to 3 pounds off of that. But yeah, the disposal, all the expendable type stuff is you know, is where a lot of the weight is. The food is my biggest challenge, trying to keep it a little more reasonable. But all right, everybody, that's currently what is in my pack here, getting ready to start into the Shenandoahs. So you all have a good day. Bye.